This must be the right place. Hey, Lil Chris.
Lil Chris, how can I help you, brother? What's going on?
Yes, sir. I was on social media, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing about this Midwest Fire Weekend. You know, I'm just wondering if I could just check it out, see what it's about.
Fire Weekend?
Yeah.
Talking about one in August?
Yeah, Carl.
All right, come on.
Shalom, brother.
Hey, Lil Chris, brother.
Nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? You know, just for our safety and yours, our protocol, I got to search you.
Okay, no sweat.
You good.
Hey, come on in. Yo, Cap.
Hey, what's going on, bro?
His brother wants more information about the Midwest Fire Weekend.
Okay. Hey, brother, have a seat.
Hey, how's it going?
Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah.
Captain Hall Quad at Isupk Chicago, man. What's going on?
Yes, sir. I just had a question about this Midwest Fire Weekend. I was just hoping if I can get more information on it.
Yeah. Well, the Midwest Fire Weekend, man, is it's an event we've been doing for about 8 years now.
Okay. This
event is meant to bring Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians together, who we deem out of 12 lost tribes. It'll be hosted by the brother you see in that picture right there.
Oh, yeah.
Commanding General Yohana. I suggest you research that brother as well. He's been holding this truth down for about 40 years. Isupk is an organization that was erected in 1969 to teach the truth. So the Fire Weekend is a culmination of that.
Okay.
So this year's Midwest Fire Weekend, we really plan on burning things up, something heavy. You don't want to miss this one. I'm glad you came. It came, as a matter of fact. This is the right time. You know what I mean, to come and find out what's about to be going on. So the Fire Weekend is from July 31st to August 3rd. We're gonna kick it off Thursday morning with a Roundtable Truth exclusive. It's a podcast that we have here in Chicago. We're gonna have a special guest by the name of General Shawar Mal. He's the head of our DC school.
Okay.
He'll be down here to do a whole breakdown about some of the quotes that he put on Facebook that then went viral, and also to give a solution to things that's going to help Blacks and Hispanics. So that'll be Thursday morning. Thursday night, we're going to have General Muhammad. He teaches the most amazing classes that you've ever seen in your life. Like if you have any questions about the Bible, you got to get down here to 9909 Roosevelt Road from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
Bring all your questions about the Bible.
All right. Bring
all your questions about life. Bring all your questions about these false religions. Anything you want to know about what's going on in the earth, that's the night to come learn the Bible like you ain't never heard it in your life.
Okay.
Because, of course, we teach that the Christian church has nothing to do with the Bible. This book pertains to the Israelites. So that'll be Thursday night. After that, we'll have game night at the school, administered by Captain Debar Moth, where we'll have video games, card games, board games. Just sit back and have a bunch of fun. That'll be Thursday. Friday morning, we're going to get right into it. We're going to have the felony expungement and gun rights. That's going to be administered by Officer Laban of Detroit.
Okay.
He'll be here. Brothers will be able to come in and get their felony expunged, and be able to get the rights to get their gun rights restored. And that'll be for it'll be for the black and brown people as well.
Okay.
So that'll be Friday. Then Friday night, we got the banquet. The brother I just showed you, Commanding General Yohana. You understand? We'll be doing a lecture right here at the Chicago school.
All right.
Are we done yet? And where do we go from here? And where do we go from here is, where do we go as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians in this day and time? What leadership do we need to follow? What path do we need to take? You do not want to miss this lecture. And it's a free lecture at that. All right. So that'll be Friday night. Right after General Yohana's lecture, to be announced, we're going to find a nice little night club to go to.
Okay.
Officer Rhyme is in charge of that. That is yet to be announced, but it will be soon. And then Saturday morning, we're going to be in Little Village, which is a predominantly Hispanic community Majority, I want to say Mexican community, world famous here in Chicago. We're going to be there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be there with our black and brown coming together this 5 weekend. That's what this 5 weekend is all about.
I see.
It's going to be a bunch of brothers in Little Village, you know what I'm saying, to go to our brothers and sisters out there. We're giving away clothes. We're giving away food. We're giving away school supplies. You know, that'll be, I think, from 11 to 1, if I'm not mistaken, in Little Village. Man, let's get this word out there. The black and brown people are coming together in this day and time when we are being persecuted like no other.
That's right.
So that'll be that, you know what I'm saying, on Saturday. And then we having a black and brown day party. You understand? We're going to put the first annual Black and Brown Day Party. Location and time is yet to be announced, but you do not want to miss that. Imagine that. You come to a club venue where black and brown people are enjoying themselves. You understand? Brotherhood and sisterhood like you know other. Blacks and Puerto Ricans. Black people and Dominicans, black and Mexican, so-called. These are so-called names.
Okay.
These are not the names that God put on us. But for now, we say black and brown. But it's really the 12 tribes coming together.
Right.
You don't want to miss this.
Okay.
So with that, once the day party's over, if brothers want to continue at night, we will have another club prepared for us as well. Sunday is the Black and Brown Unity Cookout. It's going down. Where is the cookout going to be at, Brown, again?
Calumet Park.
Calumet Park. You understand, will be the Black and Brown Cookout. We're going to have vendors there. We're going to have radio personalities there doing interviews. We're going to have one of the chefs. We're going to have the chefs of the Midwest, I like to call them. You know what I'm saying, out there cooking the food. Free food, of course. Commander Jimmy Honda is providing everything free this year.
Okay.
Freely is thou receive, freely is thou give. I'm paraphrasing. You get my point? So it's going down, man. Midwest 5 weekend. It's going to be off the chain. We're going to have 4 days of amazing brotherhood and sisterhood. You're going to get a chance to have lectures, classes. So much information is going to be coming out. So much fun and activities going to be going on. Man, you miss this 5 weekend, man, you're gonna regret it. You're going to regret it. So I hope to see you.
Oh, yeah.
Hope to see you, brother, Midwest 5 weekend.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I'm completely sold. You're going to see me there.
Man, I'm glad to hear that, brother.
Isupk presents the 8th annual Midwest Fire Weekend 2025. A day of brotherhood, sisterhood, food, fun, and unity. We raising funds to cover the barbecue, the food, the drink, bounce houses, snow cones, games, and more, so the whole family can come out and enjoy. Every donation helps us make this day even greater for the community. Support the Midwest Fire Weekend 2025. Click the link below and donate today.
Shalom, Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge, Chicago, Wednesday night scripture breakdown class. Understand, as always, we want to make sure to follow all the laws, statutes, commandments of the Lord in this Bible, which are only taught by the ordained priests that are in the UPK. So before we get into any questions online, is there anyone that has any questions in the room? Car.
Slightly, sir. So, like I was asking you earlier, when Christ returned with the angels,
Right.
the weaponry they're coming with, will it be something to match what Esau already has here, or will it be more of ancient times?
Okay, so basically, you want to know, like, when the angels come back, first grab me the scripture where it talks about no man knows the hour. You feel my point? And how long it's going to take the subjugation of the earth for the angels of Christ. you know, priests is what I'm talking about. But of course, like you're saying, you want to know what type of weaponry that they're going to come battle, you know, or subjugate the so-called white man and the other nations with when they come back in that time. You understand? Of course, it's up to the Lord. But one question about the Lord. Is the Lord going to show his might by coming and having warfare with the exact same arsenal as the enemy? Would that show his glory? The Lord likes to showboat, for real. He just like black people. He likes to showboat before he gets a touchdown.
So now that you put it that way, then it make more sense that it'll be weapons more of ancient times.
Right. You know, it wouldn't look, let's say, I don't want to say we're whole, it'd be crazy, right? It would look, I want to say tacky. It just wouldn't look right for the angels of the Most High to come down with AR-15s and Glock 17s and start having a shootout like we a whole group of YNs.
Right.
You understand? The Lord gonna save us with the white man's military arsenal? Hell no. How would that look? Heaven sent.
Right.
How would that look like an overwhelming force? You feel my point? Like, you have the precept I want?
Come.
I'll go into while you read it.
Come. The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 36.
Let me grab it. Matthew 24:36.
Come.
I'll get on it. Man, that would be some gangster shit though, for real. If the angels came down, walking down the chariot, that's like, you know, like chariot, like white man makes chariots. They walking down like the staircases with AR-15s in hand with wings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It would look cool. Go ahead. It would look cool.
Like, I'm saying like, what if it's a weapon we never seen before?
That's completely feasible. You understand? Because we don't know. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say they won't have more higher, you know, levels of so-called technology or weaponry, or whatever the case may be. However, there is a precept we could use to show as if, you know, they would probably have the same type of weapons we would use. Now, how and who created the whole? Of course, most likely we created it, but white folk took it. The whole gun aspect. Can someone look up real quick who founded the gun?
Yes, sir.
So you can hold it for a second. Go ahead, unless you want to say something.
I just wanted to, kind of just bring up a point too. If you think about, even if you think about like in ancient times, you know what I'm saying, when you even think about like a wheel and a wheel, and then you think about what they call flying saucers today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They still not catching up to the technology of the Most High, you know.
Right.
You understand? Like, they got that whole concept from the scriptures. Like, they trying to fake and mimic and create their own thing. That's why they had the whole Area 51 nonsense. Like, they talk about aliens, whatever the case may be. Really, they're trying to mimic the things that they've seen that the Lord has provided. Because they're having, of course, quote, UFO sightings, but we call them IFOs because we know they're identified.
Right.
Those are the chariots of the Most High. And they try to mimic that. I'm not saying they don't have prototypes and they haven't been doing their own special things. You can see what they're doing with the drones. Just go looking at China and them doing them drone shows. Mm-hmm. To me, that's great. That's amazing. Because I couldn't even fathom how they even make it work like that.
Right.
You feel me? So, of course, if they can mimic the chariots of the Most High, meaning what? Them being able to try to mimic the ways of the Most High, meaning they don't believe their structures and their weaponry is sufficient. Like, you gotta think a fighter jet is lacking. How? Because it's on such it doesn't have the aerial movements that the Most High's chariots do.
Right.
That's why they're trying to mimic the Most High's chariot.
Right.
So that's in one aspect you want to look at when you think about why the white man gonna lose when Christ comes back. But first, let's read what you got. You get your hand up.
I just had to we found a gun.
All right, go ahead.
Gun.
All right.
Go ahead. Gun. While it is possible to pinpoint a single inventor of the first gun, the invention of gunpowder and early firearms is generally attributed to China.
China? That's even, well, I'm not surprised. White man take everything from China and think what it is. Car, go ahead.
Come. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
You understand? No man knows when Christ is going to come back. Of course, we can predict, we can, estimate based off of the time of the prophecies or whatever, because we know he's going to return sometime during World War III. You understand? Because if he doesn't return during World War III, then obviously we're all going to die in nuclear warfare.
Right.
So he's obviously got to come save the third, or whatever the case may be. Right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Come. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
You understand? Christ don't even know when he's coming back. The angels don't know. They just know that there's going to be a moment that they're called to come and get us out of this hellhole. Go ahead.
Verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Okay, so what is it saying? It's saying as the days of Noah were, so is the coming of Christ. In what way? Go ahead, man.
So like this, right? So in the days of Noah, Noah was preaching. Well, he was building the boat, preparing for the impending flood that the Most High warned him of.
Right.
And the rest of the world was still living their life, going on in their sin, and looking at Noah like he was crazy.
Right. You're exactly
What
right.
is he building the boat for?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Good man. You know what I'm saying? In the day, as like his brother said, at the time of Noah, he was doing his thing. He got the revelation from one of the angels of the Lord. And saying to build the ark to save, the animals and whatever the case would be, and humanity in a whole, right, or in a nutshell. But so he went out and he preached and he said what he got to say. You all need to come with me, get this ark ready, because the earth is about to be in impending doom. All y'all lives are in jeopardy, which he was right, because the entire earth got flooded besides 8 individuals and 2 of each species, right? That's how the same thing is when Christ comes back. The good thing about it is it's not one man preaching right now. One man teaching and trying to spread the word to save odd amount of people. It's the entire UK. It's the priest and prophets of now. But we're doing the same thing Noah did, because there is going to be a global eradication of species on this earth. Not just humans. You understand? Because the Lord's going to wipe out all of America. That means all the life that dwells here. All the animals are going to be dying. All the plants are going to be dying. Brothers, sisters, heathen, all going to be unalive in this third nuclear warfare. But in the midst of that, instead of only saving 8, the Lord is going to save a third. Lord allow, we can plead with the Lord to get more than a third saved. But a third is the minimum that the Lord will save. And we want the maximum. We're going to fight for all Israel. Even though all Israel might not deserve it, we're still going to fight for all Israel.
Right.
And if all Israel can't be saved, then we're going to save every last one we can in the meantime. Another one more than a third is a success. 2 more than a third is a success. You understand? But we want a perfect scope. Right? And the Lord might have mercy. And he could do that. Even though some of these pastors and sellouts don't deserve it. But what does the scripture say? Forgive your brother, forgive your sister 7 times 7, so forth and so such.
Right.
You understand? We don't hate our brothers. We don't hate them for what they do. We hate the enemy for corrupting them as he did. Mm-hmm. That's okay. We hate the action. We don't hate them. So go ahead.
Verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, They were eating and drinking.
They were what?
Eating and drinking.
Doing whatever the hell they wanted. What is the social norm nowadays?
Mhm.
Go on, go ahead.
Partying.
Partying. I like the bullshit and I like the party.
Mhm.
You understand? This is out here twerking for no reason. Literally, no reason. It is that they baby had a 1 year old, their first birthday, mom twerking while the baby over here looking at the candle, not knowing what the hell a candle is. You know, that's foolish. That's foolish. That's partying and drinking. For what? You understand? We have brothers out here. I don't want to talk about brothers. So this is go right into the rainbow community. That's just unnecessary speech. You understand? But our people just can't take things seriously. There's no like meaning behind what they do. They think it's just live life to make yourself happy, and through happiness we're saved. Happiness, honestly, is something that you rarely have, at least in this society.
Right.
You understand? Money doesn't bring you happiness. Look at all these rappers and stuff like that. Look at all these entertainers and stuff like that. You know, they drowning themselves in drugs. Why? Because they're eradicating some type of pain. You understand? They're flooding themselves with material objects because there's something in their soul that they can't feel. You know, that they they run into lustful locations to get, they rock stop here and there because they can't find any true satisfaction in life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens when you're people that have no knowledge of what your purpose in life is. You know, so we know our purpose in UPK. You understand? But at the same time, we're not always happy. It's impossible to always be happy. The person that thinks they can be happy 24/7, they're an idiot. Or on very strong drugs. You feel my point? Life is about enduring. It's about modifying things and correcting yourself. It's not about happiness. It's about servitude. To be realistic, life of an Israelite is about servitude. Serving the Lord and serving your brothers and sisters like you would like to be served. That's the whole point. Serving the Lord is your purpose on this earth. It's not about being happy or comfortable and enjoying life. It is about ruling. You get a rule. That's great. But it's not about being happy. That's just a fleeting emotion that comes here and there depending on the circumstances of your day. Have you ever been in a good ass mood one day and then you get one call or text and the whole day's ruined?
Right.
It's because that's life. You understand? You get a call like, damn, you bump your ankle or your shin on your nightstand, your life is ruined for 2 hours. That's all you remember. That's just life. You gotta get over it. Suck it up. Be grown. Car.
Come. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage.
You know, what is it saying? That they were just having marriages and whatever the case would be? Or is it a little bit deeper?
It's like it, so it's a little bit deeper.
Go ahead.
They just like having sex, just
Great. In other words, they just FUCK-ING everything and everybody they could.
Right.
You understand? They were just being lustful creatures. You understand? The same way we are now. You know, the sex is meaningless in 2025. The act of sex is just a way of pleasure at this point. It has no deeper meaning than either a quick orgasm or payback. And that's sad. The biggest thing you can give someone is your body. But we turned it into a thing of just purely pleasure. No significance with it, no morality behind it, no commitment with it. It's just pleasure at this point. Go ahead.
Come. Until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
Say that again, Kaka.
Come. Until the day that Noah entered into the ark and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
18. All right, drop that. Let's grab Revelations 18 and 10. Yeah, go ahead.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 10. Standing afar off for the fear of her torment.
Oh, you want to start? Yeah, probably most likely. I don't want to go over the 4. You can decide. 6. Sure.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 6. Reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works.
So, anyone know what this verse is talking about? Before I just said something. Go ahead.
So like they said, it's talking about what will happen to the white man.
Yeah, because this is what's going to happen to America in a whole. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause of course, this is the white man's society, but we don't want to say her. It's talking about America, the daughter of Babylon. Right? That would be a precept to this. Go ahead.
And the cup which she had filled to her double.
You understand? The crime that they committed against us, they ain't going to get away with it. You understand? It's not going to be like Steve Harvey said, forget about slavery. It's not going to be that. The Lord don't forget jack shit when it comes to us,
Right.
our people. He remembers every last thing, and everything they've done to us, they need to pay for it. And because it's been so wicked and evil, he said, "Oh, one is not enough. You got to do twice of what my people did for the crimes that you did to my people." What?
Just like the Most High told Israel after he brought them into their lands, he told them to repay Edom what they did when we were going through the desert, how they attacked us and killed the least among us.
Right. You understand? The Lord, like the same way, you know how the scriptures say that if we do something unto Esau, it's going to be sevenfold. Why did it say sevenfold? Okay.
Because the vengeance is his.
Vengeance is who?
The Lord.
Not in this context. Yo, man. Oh, you got your hand up, bro?
Nah.
Well, I was going to say, because the Most High, the way he repays us is always going to be worse than what we've done.
Right. You know, 2 reasons. One is because we have the laws of the Lord to follow. Right? We have to abide by what he told us to do, and obviously murder is one of those things that we don't do.
Right.
Taking justice into our own hands, is something that we're not supposed to do either.
Right.
Secondly, is that the Lord made a promise to who?
Our forefathers.
No. Well, technically, no. Yeah. No. I'll say no. When it comes down to the punishment that we receive for attacking Esau, who did he give that promise to? That we would have faced it sevenfold. Cain.
Oh yeah.
You understand? The one thing that the Lord did was spare Cain the retribution of being attacked by us. Remember when after he killed Abel, he said, and he made Cain, not flee, but white.
Oh, leper.
You understand? Leprous. Thank you. When he made Cain leprous, he said, and he was like, well, how they will kill me. And then he said, if anyone touches thee, they shall be rewarded 7 times, rewarded as in punishment. And those would be the 2 reasons, right? We got to abide by the laws. Obviously, murder's off the case, off the whole scope, because that's basically that sentence anyway. Then, because he was given a mercy which he did not deserve. He did not deserve that. You understand? But he got it because that's how merciful the Lord is. He gave a brother murderer enough mercy. You understand? Saying, I'm not going to unalive you. Or if anyone that does unalive someone of yours, they will reap the repercussions. And how do we know that still stands in today's time?
We're still in hell.
No. I wanted to give you some type of leeway on that one, but no, I can't.
How do we know that mercy is
How do we know that harming Esau, whoever harmed Esau gets sevenfold back in today's time? Instances or situations that might have occurred throughout, history or even now. How can we say that if you do something to Esau, you get destroyed to a higher degree? A higher degree. Rosh?
So you mean like past events, or like
Yeah.
what like Nat Turner did, or you mean by that, or like Black Panthers, like us taking our own revenge in our hands? Is that what you're talking about?
Not only us. What I'm talking about. Let me try to break it down. If the Lord told Cain that anyone that does harm unto his people, which would be Esau, right, that nation would reap 7 times the judgment of the act that they committed unto Esau. In now times, how can we say that still happens? I hope I'm gonna make this easy. I feel like I'm seeing myself breaking it down.
Would it be like a past event like 9/11?
Yes. Now, what happened in 9/11? Break it down.
Okay, was it the Afghanistan that flew the planes into the building? Or the Taliban?
Taliban.
Taliban flew the plane.
The wild man, the Arabs, or whatever.
Right. So what they flew the plane into the building, I think what the casualty number was 5,000?
3,000.
3,000?
Yep.
But America turned around, Esau, and when it bombed their whole country.
And how many died of them?
Millions.
Those are the significant things of that nation. And same for there was can't remember his name for the life of me, but there was one white news reporter that went to the Middle East to do a news story on either the Taliban or some radical group of Arabs, whatever the case may be, right? They decided to publicly execute this one individually white man and send the news feed of him getting beheaded to America. They bombed the entire communities and unalived everybody. That's what I'm saying. You do an act unto Esau, you get it sevenfold. Because that's the Lord keeping the promise he gave to Cain. You feel my point? We leave Esau alone. You understand? Like you poke the bear, you poke the bee's nest. What do you think the bee's gonna do? Retaliate 100-fold.
Right.
You just poke the nest. You didn't kill none of them. They all swarm on you and attack you until you either dead or got away. That's just how Esau works, because he's a wild beast. You understand? Like these are like the small things that help you build bring the truth into make it reality. People say, oh, it's a book of myth, it's a book of fabrication and stories. But then you just bring these into hand and be like, oh, damn, that makes sense. Well, it does say that we'll be brought into slavery with ships. It does say that one prophet that speaks lies in my name will be put to death. That said, I had a dream. Like, how many times can I show you that there's historical proofs and accuracies that go through the creation of the Bible all the way till now?
Right.
You just so many things you bring out. It's like we can't dispute it. Then they'll go like this. Now you just reaching. No, the Bible, man. The Bible's written by the white man. Of course, he can say and put this and this. That's just because people don't want to accept that God, the Lord is real and that the Lord is racist. Not racist, a separatist.
Right.
I ain't gonna put that on the Lord. But the Lord is a separatist. That the Lord only loves one nation of people. They won't believe. They don't want to believe that because it excludes what, like 8 out of 10 of humanity. We're the youngest nation.
Right.
So you got to think, majority of the earth, Lord don't give 2 rats behinds about. And it sucks for them. And then it sucks for us because we've always been loving these other nations for 400 plus years, we just can't fathom that, right?
Right.
But I feel like we're going farther off the topic.
So what are we saying?
Go
We're
ahead.
saying that the spirit of Cain is the same spirit that's Esau.
Esau, yes. How do we know that? You want, can we veer off topic real quick, car? Answer that. I'm asking you because we're still breaking down your question.
I mean, you broke down my question for me, but the way we know that is because, like, Cain killed his own brother.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, with Esau, like, when you see how he is today, he don't, like, the same thing he'll do to us, he'll do to his own. To a certain degree. Like, he don't have restraint.
Next time. Say what you said again, Carter?
He don't have restraint.
Oh, yeah, the white man, he don't have no restraint. You know what I'm saying? Where do you think we learned not having restraint from? We used to be a very calm and peaceful people with all intense. Now, brothers step on your shoe, wear a different color. It's wartime. Because we learned that from white folks. Go ahead.
And also, like, another way you know that Esau has the same spirit of Cain is he don't like, you know how when Cain didn't want to get the Lord his best, it's the same way with Esau. Look how Esau treats the children of the Lord.
Right.
So it, like, those spirits go hand in hand. Like, go ahead, sir.
No. Grab me the Jacob and Esau breakdown of what Genesis 25.
Okay.
You already know? Can you grab me what you got?
Come, sir. Genesis chapter 4 and verse 9.
So now we're gonna go into the Cain and Abel story. So what we're gonna show you right now is that Cain or Esau is the reincarnation of Cain. Go ahead.
Come. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is thy brother? Salaki, where is Abel thy brother? 4 and 9.
I'm you know what?
And the Lord said unto Cain,
Actually, my mom's
come. Genesis chapter 4 and verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
You understand? It should be a little outburst. It should be that well known that Cain unalived Abel's brother. You understand? Which is a heinous crime. And at this time, there's no Israelites. You understand? There ain't none of that. They're just people. You understand? I hate to say it because there was no specific race at the time. Right? Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother?
You understand? And that, at the time, this of course is the angel of the Lord. It's not like he's talking directly with the Lord. Right? It's always the angels that come down and have conversations with the individual man. Right? So the angel's like, where's your brother? Hey, Cain, where's Abel? Go ahead.
And he said, I know not.
You understand? And this man, Cain, had the audacity to lie to an angel of the Lord, which obviously that wasn't going to pan out well. You understand? But he thought he could get away and hide his shame, which was killing his brother, which is, that's you have to have some crazy type of demon on you to unalive your biological brother. You understand? Of course, it takes some type of illness in your mind to unalive your brother by race, but your biological, younger, older, doesn't matter. That's like unaliving your mom. You understand? Like, this is your family thing. That's a disease he had. And better yet, as a demon. Go ahead.
I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Am I the one that's supposed to watch over my brother? Really? Really? It's just you two. Like, your brothers. You should usually know where your brother at. You understand? That's what being a good brother means. Y'all have emergency contacts, don't you? like, don't you?
Right.
Like, you're supposed to know where your family at. Like, that's just the whole point of being family. Of course, now we have cell phones and you can trace yourself with sharing your location and stuff like that. But even without it, you should know. Yeah, my brother said he was going to the mark. He'll be back, or he was going to the rock cave to get some whatever. What? But you're supposed to know where your brother is. Go ahead.
But the arrogance of him to flip at the mouth with the most high.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one thing to lie. Another thing to
Get
turn
smart.
around and get smart too.
You're gonna get smart with the angel of the Most High. Crazy work. Go ahead.
And also, it's like it's really like him saying like you supposed to be watching over him.
He said it's not my job.
That's a heavy point. That's a heavy point. It's like you the angel. Like, why the hell you don't know? but the whole point of the matter is he thought he could pull one over on the head of the angel or the Lord, like he didn't just see the shit he did. You feel me? He is testing of course he knows this man has no integrity because he just underlied his brother. But how far are you gonna run with it? How far are you gonna run with it? That's like knowing you were caught dead in camera about stealing from your job. They were like, it wasn't me. I have no idea where this shit went. But we do that. Because we just can't be like, yeah, he got me. He didn't have the goal or what's what I'm looking for? He didn't even have the balls to own up to what he did. He couldn't even man up and say, yeah, I unalive my brother. Like, give me my punishment. He tried to run from a punishment like a child. He's out. He'll hold BRTCH for that. Right? Go ahead.
And he said, what hast thou done?
Now, of course, the angel knows. He knew off the rip, but he wanted to test his gangster. Now he's like, okay, what'd you do? Are you gonna own up and fess up to what happened here? Go ahead.
The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
Ooh. Meaning what? Meaning his soul made it up to the Lord. You know, when you pass on, your spirit go back up to the Most High. You know that. You understand? So that's the crazy part. Like, you just unalived your brother. Your brother's spirit went straight to the Most High. You don't think you know? You're like, his blood cry out from the crime that was committed. And this is so heavy is because the scriptures always say, hear the what? Come on.
You said it.
The scriptures say, hear the what? Out of the context of what we just read. Saying his brother's cries blood came out from the ground. Go ahead.
Hear the whole matter.
No. You close.
Yeah.
Prayers of the saint.
Yeah. No. Come on, remember, we're talking about someone that was unalive. I just gave it to you. Huh?
Cry.
We won't paraphrase it. Paraphrase it. Meaning quote it. You just said the cries. Quote what the scripture said. You got it. Or just pull it. That's the thing. You saying the one I want. But you gotta bring a little bit more out again to say the cries first. Blood. I believe the scripture say, hear the cries of the Israelites. Does it not? I could be mistaken. But there is a scripture that says, hear the cries of the Israelites. Because the Lord knows. Who do you think gave the even the okay for this person to be alive? You get my point?
What?
Like, he knows everything. The Lord hears the cries of the unalive, especially when they've done unjustly. Because that means someone has to get punished for it. Keep reading it now.
Come, sir. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which
you are what?
And now now art thou cursed from the earth.
So now the punishment that Cain's about to get is a whole curse. Right? Now let's figure out what the curse is.
which has opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Mm-hmm.
When thou tillest the ground, it shall not hindereth, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
One more time.
God will come. Verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
My bad. Someone will grab Baruch 3 and 4. It wasn't Christ. It was you were closest. But read it one more time. My bad. I was trying to pronounce it.
No question.
Go ahead.
When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
You know what I'm saying? Now, when it's saying, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not hence yield unto thee her strength, meaning what? Right?
That means like farming, right?
Right. Like, they aren't going to be able to build anything on their own. You know, they ain't going to be able to build a business. I wouldn't say a business. They're not going to be able to build a country. They're not going to be able to build farms and land and harvests, or whatever the case may be, because the Lord stripped them of that. Right? Go ahead. Right.
So, like, I had a question. Can you precept with this? He was a murderer from the beginning.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Okay, go.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the scriptures that you can hold it.
Mhm.
That's one of the scriptures that you tie into Esau being the reincarnation of it.
Okay, go.
Right? So you just hold that to the side.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
God will come. And Cain said unto the
No,
Lord,
my bad, the second half.
Salaki, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
You understand? A fugitive because he's a criminal. The white man, or Cain, he was a criminal for what he did unto Abel. And a vagabond meaning that he just got what? He's a man without a home. You know, someone that's able to till a land, you know, and build farms, so like that means he created a home, doesn't it? Right.
Mm-hmm.
That means he has something of his own. Cain, he was stripped of that. He's not allowed to make his own homes. Make sure you're listening to the word I'm using. Make his own homes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because he's a fugitive. He's on the run. And he's a vagabond. I mean, he doesn't have his own thing anymore. Right? Keep reading.
God will come. And Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear.
You understand? And Cain, like, hey, that punishment is too much. I can't live with that. Because that's a tough one. Go ahead.
God will come. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me.
You understand? He knows that this punishment is going to lead into his undoing. Meaning, even if he doesn't die now, he's going to be unalived later by someone because they're gonna know he's the brother slayer. He's the one that unalives his own blood, and no one's gonna want to dwell in that same area with him because he's completely untrustworthy. All right, know that.
God will come, and the Lord said unto him, therefore, whoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
See, this is what I was talking about. Read it again.
God will come. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
And that was the equation what I was talking about when Carr said the 9/11, the Twin Towers. 3,000 were unalive in the Twin Towers. It was a tragedy, and it shouldn't have happened. But then also, their rebuttal to that was to go unalive millions of innocent families. That's the curse right here. That's the mercy that the Lord showed Cain upon the punishment he was receiving. Was that no one that should ever slay you. I mean, obviously not just him as an individual, because it only takes once to do that. It means his generations. Right? Go ahead.
God will come. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain.
A mark, meaning something visible to see. Like if I put, like you see the East Indians with that goofy red dot they put in the middle of their foreheads, that's a mark. Something that stands out from the rest of the populace. All right, go ahead.
Lest any finding him shall kill him.
Say what?
Least any finding him should kill him.
You understand? He gave him a mark, meaning saying that if anyone touches him, you're gonna be unalive for doing it. Right. His Esau's punishment, or Cain's punishment, was he was stripped of being able to be in a land of his own, for real. He was stripped of being able to what was the other part? Yeah, he's always gonna be a criminal on the earth, like forever, in his dwelling. Right? And the mark he gave him is what? He was already a black person, because that's all that we were in the day. The mark was he took away his melanin and turned him into a man that you see him, you know that his brother's blood upon him. Why? You can see right through Esau, can't you? He's not really not white. What is he? He's red. You understand? Let them be out in the sun for 5 minutes. They don't look very white to me. You understand? Their faces turn into pizza. You understand? They get boils and all this because they just red. You get my point? They gave themselves the name white. Because in the scripture, they think that white's holy. So if they call themselves white, now they're more holier than that. But really, they red. And guess what they did? They even made who? The fabricational devil. What color did they make him? Because he knows he's the devil. White men know they're the devil, man. Go ahead, y'all done.
What's so crazy, I don't want is the fact that I heard white supremacists use the mark of Cain as to say that God made them black.
The mark of Cain made them black, meaning that you have to be a criminal if you have melanin. That's crazy work, and that's literally like 90% of the earth is black. Because you gotta think, the Chinese, they're just a derivative of black. You understand? All the other nations on the earth, except the so-called white man, is just a derivative of the color black. You feel me? It's just Esau that he's the only one that had all his melanin stripped away. Chinese have melanin. The Arabs definitely do. The East Indians, they don't deserve it. Either the Africans, they might have too much. Maybe that's why they stink all the time. But at the end of the day, Esau's the only one that doesn't have melanin that protects you from the sun. Like the earth is against Esau because of the crime Cain committed. So now let's drop this. Let's go to the story of we got Brute. Yes.
Gun.
No crystal.
What you gonna do?
Rules.
Nah, this is water.
Verse 4.
Let me grab it real quick.
Gun.
Someone else have this story of Jacob and Esau, Genesis 25? You have that card?
You said it's Genesis
It's Genesis 25 with Jacob and Esau in it. Or was it Genesis 23? I think it's 25. I think it's verse 25, chapter 25, verse 23. But let me grab that real quick.
Yeah, Genesis 25.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm a little slow. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man. I feel like Cap up here.
Gun, this is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 4. O Lord Almighty, thou God of Israel, hear now the prayers of the dead Israelite.
You understand? Of course, this is a precept you want to use when the scripture said about Abel's blood crying unto the Lord. You understand? Praying and crying are basically the same thing. You understand? When we pray to the Lord about the Lord's Prayer, the downfall of Esau's empire, that's us crying unto the Lord to hear our pleas. You understand? And the Lord hears those. So when the angel told Cain that your brother's blood is crying unto thee, it's saying because he heard the prayer of Abel. Because guess what? One thing almost all humans do, facing the inevitable end that we all face, is what? What? Huh? What?
Oh, God.
Yeah, exactly. We cry unto the Lord. Like we just like because there's nothing else that can save you. You understand? Children call on mom, but we know that there's a higher power than mom. It's the Most High. You understand? They can be atheists on their deathbed with a gun in their face, or locked them in someone's trunk, or something going on. They pray to God like, I know I've never done this before, but maybe this will work because there is a God.
Right.
You understand? His name is Yahweh. But the thing about it is, he only gives a damn about our prayers,
Right.
our cries. And that's just how you even know that this is not a white man's book.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? The white man, he's such a, like what Yardan said, that they trying to say that the mark of Cain is having melanin.
Right.
Crazy work. When it's literally the opposite. Go ahead, Rakam. You want to say something?
So like you said, if I could, it's like even when people are talking about like when something's annoying them, they even say, "Oh my God."
Right? Yeah, you're right.
It's such a stature.
Even say because everyone, like I don't care how much an atheist want to talk or how much any of these other nations want to talk, they know there's a higher creation out there. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously we didn't create ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And then they had the audacity to say it was a big bang. Well, damn, I'm pretty sure it takes two things to create a bang. You understand? Because 2 fingers. Well, I can't snap the greatest, but boom. You understand? Like, come on. Something had to create the boom, if anything.
Right.
The empty void, which is space, created a bang. The empty void. Well, how can an empty void create a sound?
Right.
But, you know, that's just people wanting to denounce the Lord because some people know what the scriptures say, not in a totality or a whole. They can at least read simple words that say Christ only came for the Israelites. Some people can read that and understand, oh, well, I'm not one, so obviously Christ didn't die for me.
Right.
But it's just only black people that want to refuse those simple 9 words.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Slightly. So I was going to go to the point what you said about the Big Bang. Scientifically, in the white man's science, nothing can't create anything. So it's nothing creates nothing.
You see my point?
Right.
White man just do all this just to keep you off the square.
Mm-hmm.
In the damn evolution, we all evolved from monkeys. But when was the last human created from a monkey? How did it stop? When did it stop? Why did it stop?
Right.
Right.
You feel the point? Lucy. What the fuck is Lucy?
Yeah,
like this is like I hate that people actually fall for this stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I was almost them.
Mm-hmm.
This close.
Mm-hmm.
I will almost wasted my whole life off of some. Come on.
Right.
I ain't most high. I'm too smart. You stupid. Go ahead, Mike.
It's like, so I was gonna say, if people evolved from monkeys, then why are there still monkeys on Earth?
Exactly. Monkey shouldn't exist. And there's like 30 different types.
Right.
So are you telling me the primates became the black people, the chimpanzees became the Chinese? Like which monkeys turned into who?
Right. Right.
Obviously, the shortest monkey became the Chinese. It is like all the gorillas from Mopata's side. Let me stop. All right. You drop that. Come. Let's grab Genesis.
Come. Book of Genesis, chapter 25 and verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
You understand? So, you know, Jacob and Rebecca, they having Isaac. He's about to be born. Isaac and Rebecca about to have children. You understand? In Rebecca's womb, you understand? The Lord said what?
2 nations are in thy womb.
You understand? Two nations are in your womb. Meaning that 2 manner of people. You understand? Like the same way Chinese and Africans are different. Same way Arabs and white people are different. There's only so many natives. You understand? there's two different types of people in here, which is that right there would blow people's minds. Like how? Like they both came from obviously one individual man's seed, but there's two nations here. I mean, the Lord had to be a part of it. Mm-hmm. Not in the same way Christians think the Lord and Mary had got it on. Right. But go ahead.
Come. And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
These two people, they're going to be separated from their bowels. And obviously, they're already two individuals. So the separated has to be a different aspect than them obviously being their own human being, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning that they just aren't supposed to dwell together. Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Now, I don't want to toot our own horn, but obviously when it comes down to the superior race and becomes the stronger on earth, I'm pretty sure we fit that bid. And name me another nation of people that's stronger than us, blacks and Native Indians. You can't find it. We jump the highest, we fight the best. Like, look at every world record. What world record has the white man ever got? In any type of sport. Maybe like, what, the pole vault? Because he's a flexible bastard. But like, what world record? Besides like the goofy things that they do, but when it comes to like athleticism, what's record? Like, didn't they just lose the swimming one?
If I could, they got world records, like you said, in sports that we don't participate in, but they had all the records before they let us participate. And then when we decide to participate in the sports that we don't want to, we take the records from them.
Yeah, and right after that, they were like, yeah, let's create a Hall of Fame.
Right.
We got to put some of us in the category of the great. Mm-hmm. For the point, but when it comes to our people, we obviously dominate everything. That's why we're the face of every aspect. Singing, sports, acting. Come on. We just number one. Go ahead.
Come. And the elder shall serve the younger.
Yes, and but at the same time, the elder, and the elder is the one that needs to serve the younger. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, even with twins, one's going to be born at least a couple of seconds earlier than the other one. Go ahead.
Come, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right, so the prophecy came true. Go ahead.
And the first came out red.
And what?
The first came out red.
You understand? This is the very first birth of a officially non-melanated baby. Right. You understand? And this melanated baby obviously took on the same curse that Cain took on, meaning that he was marked. He was completely red. He looked completely different than the rest of the people on earth. Go ahead.
All over like an hairy garment.
You understand? We know white folk. If they didn't have Gillette razors, it would be that Geico commercial with the caveman. That's what they would look like. Which they would be the real Bigfoot. Like big feet, big feet. But overall, that's what they would look like. You understand? Sasquatch. And I'm kind of glad they have Gillette razors because, imagine them shedding. Go ahead. Yeah, the rain. They look like a mom.
But the real heat, when it get real hot, they get sweaty under their fur.
It's real. I'm laughing, but it's real. Like, thank God. Go ahead.
Come. And they called his name Esau.
Go ahead.
And after that,
so the older brother is Esau. Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out.
Mm-hmm.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
You understand? Jacob was like, "Nah, we getting out here together."
Right.
And he grabbed his ankle and said, "Okay, you can go first. I'm definitely okay with that. I'll be the younger brother. Go ahead." Not like he knew he was a baby, but go ahead.
Come. And his name was called Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac was 80 years old when he Salakia. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
You know what I'm saying? When this happened, Isaac was 60. Right? So, Raj, you have a precept that you want?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Carl Wakar. This is the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
Who?
The devil.
Go ahead.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
You understand? We should know, based on what we read so far, Cain, really, he just did what he did out of what? Why did he even unalive Abel?
Like I said, jealousy.
Jealousy. Spite. Jealousy means what? You're lusting after something your brother has. You understand? There's something in that individual that you want for yourself, so you do whatever you can to get it. You understand? Read.
Carl Wakar. And the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning.
Who was the first what?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
You understand? Cain was the murderer from the beginning. And that's the first true murder that was really recorded, was it not?
No.
Yes,
You
sir.
understand? Of course, we had years between Adam and Eve and the serpent before Cain and Abel.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Cain was the very first murderer recorded in history. And because of that, he received a certain mark for doing the first most atrocious crime to happen. Besides Adam and Eve being goofy enough to listen to the other people in the wilderness. Right. So these scriptures right here are the correlation between what shows you that Esau is just the reincarnated Cain. Because of Cain's, now think about like what I said earlier when I said that the so-called white man or Cain was not able to build his own land. Which countries or utopias or kingdoms that the white man built on his own? He hasn't.
Right.
He hasn't. Guess who he always used? His younger brother or his older brother. Younger brother. His younger brother. You understand? We built every major utopia that Esau has been ruling over. Because Esau can't dwell and he can't build his own things. You understand? That's the curse that he has. And when when he's in charge, because he's not meant to have a home, guess what the Lord keeps doing? Destroying him.
Right.
He destroyed Greece. He destroyed Rome. He destroyed Babylon. He's destroying here. You understand? Because Esau is not allowed to be a person that dwells in one place forever. He's not. He's a vagabond. A vagabond is someone that sojourns. He travels and like hippies. Hippies like to go around and go cruise the earth. That's how Esau's meant to be. He's not meant to be able to sit in one land and dwell there forever at all. And that's why the Lord keeps destroying the places that they build up, because they're not meant to be able to have a home. So the vagabond is a homeless individual. Go ahead.
In John 8, what is Jesus talking to?
Which verse? Four?
Yeah, we're referring to 44, right? And so, but wasn't Jesus talking to the Jews?
Yes. But now, he's correlating, that's why I said, ye are of your father, the devil. The devil is the so-called white man. He's saying that we are like the white man. How, like in today's time, we mimic him, right? Like we want to go be and do the things he does because we believe in because Christianity. It made us like the white man. We became liars. We became cheaters, stealers, thieves, whatever the case may be. And it's just saying that Esau was the murderer from the beginning, which is Cain. Look at who we are now. We murdering people like it's no one's business. Women murdering 500,000 a year. You know, that's why he's just making a correlation. Because you learn from Esau, you became a murderer just like he was from the jump. That's what it's saying. You understand? Like, we gotta wake up and realize that this isn't something that's in our spirit to be. This, everything we're doing in America in 2025 and so forth, is because these are learned qualities. Go ahead.
So like I said, back then, the white man that he was referring to, the Roman Empire, the Greco-Roman Empire, when he said we're like our father the devil because we were under Roman persecution.
Yeah, not only Roman persecution. We were under. This isn't our first captivity.
Right.
Saying our second, and our third. We've been in captivity under all races except for one. Which one? Josh?
Oh, the Hawaiians, Japhite.
Yeah, the Japanese, the Hawaiian people. You understand? The ones that, you know, Honolulu and all that. That's one race of people that actually is not enslaved or partook directly off of our captivity. You understand? So they like the Lord's a just man. He's gonna serve because all nations are gonna serve us. But overall, they might not. They don't. I wouldn't say this is my personal opinion. They wouldn't deserve the same punishments as obviously Esau. They shouldn't, or in my opinion, like I said, it's all opinionated. This is what I'm saying here. Shouldn't have to face the same punishments as the Chinese that helped their family in the slave trade, or the Arabs that helped. You know, they didn't partake. They just were like a neutral land or neutral people.
But it still,
Mhm.
but it still all depends on how they participate
Yeah,
in the end times.
yeah. Like if they decide to turn on us, more we would. You understand? But overall, it's like if they continue to stay neutral, then that's up to the Lord's discretion. They're gonna serve, but the punishment and how they serve could be less of a tormenting time, right? I believe that was it on that. Is there any other questions that we might have in the room? Sis?
I do.
Yeah.
How do you break down the quality of Lot?
The quality of life?
Of Lot.
Lot.
Was he, because Abraham, he bargained with the Most High, with the angels of the Most High, when they was going to Sodom and Gomorrah to dispense God's judgment on the city. And so in his bargaining, he said, there's adjustment, and we know that he was referring to his nephew and his nephew's family. God said that he would keep him alive. But I guess two actions of that family got me wondering if God just saved them just because of Abraham, or did he do it because he actually did see them as just?
You want to get the story? You talking about with Lot and his daughter?
Yes, because you got Lot willing to give his daughters to the men of that city.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the daughters themselves, what they did with Lot and the cave.
Okay, so first let's grab when the angels came down to Babylon and was speaking to Lot or whatever the case may be. And then of course someone else grab me what the unfortunate and vile act that was done at the end of the story. So first of all, let me know when someone got the when the angels came down with Lot.
Oh, I got it, sir.
Well, what we at?
Genesis 19:1.
This is wild. All right, go ahead.
Kawaka. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 19 and verse 1. And there came two angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground.
You understand? At the time, you know, we're in Sodom, you know, the place where now the LGBT community is basically named after. You understand? At the time, Lot was an upright man. You understand? He was doing, what was necessary, whatever the case may be. And two angels, hearkened unto the land to, pay a visit to Lot. Right? And as any man would do in the angel's presence, is you would assume the bowing position and show proper respect. You understand? Because these are servants of the Most High, and they are, you understand, at the end of the day, brothers, for real. Right? I mean, brothers, of course, they ain't sharing our blood, but they're servants of the Most High like we are servants of the Most High. Go ahead.
Come, verse 2. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night.
You understand? All I was saying is, man, you journeyed over here, come take a load off, and he was just being a hospitable man. You understand? It's always righteous when others come to your zone or your city, you show them hospitality. See, it's the best thing you can do. You understand? Here's a bed, here's some drinks, you understand? Here's some food, kick back, and we can talk about business after you guys relax a little bit. You don't gotta jump straight into business. We family here. That's all he was doing, which is the greatest thing, brother. That's the definition of brotherhood. Go ahead.
Come, and wash your feet, and ye shall.
Hey, I'm letting y'all know.
Yeah.
Midwest Fire Weekend. You understand? When you sleep in another brother's crib, Lot knew, wash your feet, because y'all boots be jumping. Right. You understand? The Lord had to put that in the verse. You understand? Wash them dogs, y'all. Because, man, I ain't having my crib smell like that. But it's crazy, bro. Get it? They made sure to put that in there, man. Take your shoes off, but better wash them feet, man. Go ahead.
Come, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house.
You understand? They were being humble, and man, we don't need to be in your crib or whatever case may be. We'll be fine where we at. But he persisted and said, No, great men of your stature, I ain't gonna let you be out being about. Come take my couch or my bed or whatever the case may be. You deserve it, and you should. Brothers trying to be humble, knowing damn well they're gonna take the offer anyway. But they trying to be humble, but he insisted as a good patron. Go ahead.
And he made them a feast, and did break unleavened bread, and they did eat.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round.
You understand? But when night came, you understand, the people of the city, basically the Sodomites, which they call them by the zone they were living in. You understand? They started creeping up onto the crib for some weird reason. Go ahead.
Come. Both old and young, all the people from every quarter.
You understand? Basically, all the men and all the people from around about came unto Lot's basically front door, or his lawn, or his outskirts. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night?
All right, they trying to figure out, like, who was those niggas? Who was them brothers? Who the niggas that came into the crib? You understand? Like, we never seen them before. Where they at? Who were they? Go ahead.
Bring them out unto us, that we may know them.
They say, oh, well, we never met them. Bring them out. We want to meet them. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him.
He made sure not to give them any way in. So now, first, before we keep reading on to verse 7, when the scriptures say, that we may know them, what do those words mean in context of the scripture? Go ahead.
They want to have sex with them.
Yeah, they want to know them. You understand? Know them means in and out. You understand? The same way we the scripture said we knew our wives, that's the same definition. That's the same context, right?
And it just goes to show you that that's the same spirit that's on the male LGBTQ community today, because they like to go after straight men as well.
Exactly. You understand? They take anything that has a diameter of this.
Yeah.
They don't have a specification. To my point, like why do you just throwing it out there? There should never have been the word bestiality. That word shouldn't even exist. But because there's so many of these individuals out there that just think pleasure is pleasure, that it has the area to enter, let's enter. That's just disgusting. You feel me? Like that's how far it's gone from just being lustful. They brought it into creatures of the night. You know what I'm saying? House pets, wild animals, your human dumpsters. Like, why are there? There should never even be the word of pig, F-U-C-K-E-R. Why does that exist? But it does, and that's just. Go ahead,
please. Verse 7. And said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly.
Do what?
Do not so wickedly.
Now, what is he saying here? Do not so wickedly. So obviously, no, go ahead. Before I go into that. Anyone? Do not so wickedly.
Oh.
He's calling it out as a sin.
Right. I mean, he's saying that what they're trying to do is something evil. You understand? And this is how you know they're not just, they didn't just say that we may know them to get to know them. You understand? Because that would be the whole point. If it was just, we wanted to say hi and hello, would that be wicked? Right. No. That's how you can figure out the context of we may know them means. Is that it's deeper than let's just say hi and get to, what's going on, brother? They don't want to do that. There's a deeper meaning behind that. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Behold now, I have 2 daughters, which have not no man.
Rarities, at least in 2025. You understand? When he's saying, like, you over here trying to be wicked and get with these men that would just came into my crib, he's like, what? Which is, like, crazy righteous. Or, I don't want to say even crazy righteous. It's just crazy that he's just saying, you trying to get remember the angels. It's not they just average Jakes. He's trying to say, man, you want them to be wicked, but I got 2 young, beautiful daughters that's never known a man. You understand? Why go after the men when there's women? Right? Go ahead.
Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in our eyes.
Which is crazy in itself. You understand? So basically, what is he saying? Right?
Instead of y'all trying to sleep with a man, just sleep with the daughters.
Basically, which, like I said, it's I don't want to say the word subjective, but it's
because I'm thinking
two-way street here. Go ahead, say what you're saying. Go ahead.
Sorry, so I can serve,
but you do.
I'm thinking that I would never consciously. I know I'm thinking from me looking from the outside in, but I'm thinking that consciously I wouldn't offer my daughters to men who I know are open homosexual.
Right. So now let me ask you this: anyone in the room, is there righteousness in what is happening right here? There not.
Come. So I would say the righteousness is coming from the protection of, the guests in his house. So the righteousness is him saying, and him having even compassion on the brothers that is a sodomite, saying, like, instead of you doing something that's a sin against the Most High, at least do something lawful, which is to take. Like in the Bible, it says it's better to marry than to burn. So I think he's given them the option of marriage instead of
earning their lust. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, so like you said, yeah, because it is righteousness, because he invited those angels into his house, and they're now officially his house guests. And so, like, he's doing whatever it takes to protect guests in his household. You know what I mean? He's being a gracious host, and then he's being an ultimate host by shielding them and protecting them, even at the cost of his household or his daughters. You know what I mean? And similar to what Officer Yardon said, I mean, even though he offered his daughters up to them and to do whatever they saw fit, it would at least not be the abomination. It's still what he offered them for would be criminal for what they were planning to do. But it wouldn't be the abominable thing that they were planning to do to the angels.
Right.
You know.
Go ahead, man.
So would this be the equivalent of somebody making an argument? How different would that be if they were attacking the angels to try to hurt them, and him and his son, one of him or his sons died trying to protect them, so they gave their life in exchange? Would that be along the lines how we're looking at it?
Okay. Kind of, sort of. So you two are definitely right. So the way we want to say and break this down is Lot knew, because they were sodomites, that they were never going to take his daughters. You understand? But he tried to give them a way out as a righteous man. Like, don't do that. There's women here. But he knew that they did not want the women, because those, obviously, these are his neighbors. They're the people that dwell there. They've known that these two young, beautiful women have been in this crib this entire time. Mm-hmm. They never came to get the women. That's why they made a point. They never knew a man. In this place, they were all homosexuals. They were all rainbow communities. Right. He knew they didn't want the women, because if they wanted the women, they would have had ass before the angels ever pulled them. Mm-hmm. You understand? But the way he did this was so strategic that after they denied the women, guess who's fully in the right? The house of Lot. Right. You understand? Lot pulled the strategic move. No, he did not. He's got angels in the back. You feel my point? I mean, the Lord's in his house. So he made sure that no matter what transpired, that he would have been in the right. You understand? Because he knew they didn't want the women. He knew they wanted the men. So him offering him up, it's like me offering up my daughter to a gay boy. It won't ever take my girl. But me trying to save him, man, if you just take this woman, you won't fall into sin. I'm a father. I have the right to give my daughter away into a man. Right? So he tried to save an individual or two individuals, whatever the case may be, from being sodomites. But he knew they were sodomites and they wouldn't want the woman because they had so-called beautiful men in Lot's crib. You feel me? So that's the whole thing. Don't think that Lot was over here saying, yes, take my daughters and let them be ravaged. Right. He knew the individuals round about his crib didn't want the women. Mm. You feel my point? Lot wasn't a wicked man.
I see it.
Why do you think if Lot was a wicked man, the angels would have never visited his crib? Mm. You understand? And that's in like scriptures like this is how people think, well, they promote prostitution or they do this or they do that. No, they just don't understand the spirit of the Lord. Mm-hmm. You understand? If you a righteous man like Lot was, or even like Job, they knew how to stay in the Lord's favor. And they just did it strategically. Mm-hmm. You understand? That's the whole point. You know the Lord on your side. I got literal angels in my crib. Right. Legitimate, in physical form. The majority of us haven't seen that yet. You feel my point? So I'm saying he knew the Lord was on his side already. But to guarantee it so he had no blemish, he used a strategic move like a chess move. You feel my point? So that's the beautifulness about this individual part. That Lot was strategic with the aspect to keep the Lord in his favor. Right? So yeah, don't let people trip you up with this because it will trip people up. You understand? That's why I had let both of them answer to see which one was fucked up. But they both got it right. You understand? Congratulations, you two. If not, we were about to go to the office and be like, Cat, man, we need to know this. You understand? But that's the spirit of the Lord. You feel me? Everyone would be second guessing themselves in a situation like that. You understand? When I mean situation like that is if you don't have the spirit of the Lord, you would think, well, so it's okay if he offers his daughters up to be ravished by communities? No. I don't care to just let your people just ransack your daughter. But he just pulled the strategic move knowing niggas don't want my girl. Because if they did, they would have been came and asked. Or came and took them.
Right.
You feel me? They came as a mob. None of them niggas wanted the girls. Right? Keep reading a little bit more.
Car. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof.
You understand? He's saying they under my protection, which is that's not even the case. But because he's the person that's housing them and being hospitable to them, he in quote is saying he's responsible for them. Knowing damn well none of these folk can touch these angels.
Right.
You know damn well. But being as someone that invites others into your home, you have to take that stance, regardless of who it is. Let's say if the generals come to stay at any of us, our cribs, guess what? They, of course, have higher authority than us, but we going to protect them and stand our ground before they can even get close to them.
Right.
That's the same way he's doing for the angels. Right? Any more on that, Rod? That's necessary?
I believe that's it.
Someone, it's okay. Now let's go to the creation of the Chinese.
Yeah.
It's a rough story. Come, where are we at? Genesis. We've never seen that. Yeah, let's start at 30. 1930.
The book of Genesis, chapter 19 and verse 30. And Lot went up to Zoar and dwelled in the mountain, and his two daughters with him. For he feared to dwell in Zoar, and he dwelled in a cave, he and his two daughters.
Now, why did they fear to dwell in Zoar?
Salaki, sir, because the Lord had just destroyed Sodom, Gomorrah, and all the cities around them.
Right.
So he was scared to go into another city for fear of being caught up in the destruction.
Right. Like, you got to think, Babylon was the America of that time.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And if the Lord is going to destroy the America of that time, why would you not think he ain't going to destroy the neighboring cities?
Right.
Because Babylon has a major influence on all the other outside cities. So everyone follows after America. What the hell we got Chinese folks shooting up fireworks in July 4th?
Right.
For what? How? Why? But they do. You understand? Why we have all these other nations following after the Valentine's Day? For what? Because America's influence gets everywhere else. The same way Babylon's influence was going, Sodom's influence was going everywhere else, is because they were the empire to mimic. Well, if they're great, we got to do what they're doing to be great. That's just monkey see, monkey do. Right? And if all the areas, including Sodom, are getting destroyed, well, maybe I should just stay out of everyone that followed that area. Let's go to the caves where there's no people. You understand? Go ahead.
Come, verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old.
Our father is what?
Old.
All right, Lot's got some age under his belt. Go ahead.
And there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth.
You understand? Why are they saying that? Are they the last people on earth?
Only conclusion I came to was the vicinity, the land that they were in, there was no more populous.
Right. It was. Go ahead.
Could it be because they saw the destruction and they thought the Lord was destroying the earth? They, not just the area. They thought like the Lord was destroying the whole entire earth and had spared their family only.
Right. So, in other words, these two women were what? There's a prime word from the very jump of
Simple.
No.
No. Stupid. Naive.
Thank you.
Like
They were naive. That's why
No,
at the
no.
beginning. They were naive. They like I hate to say it about sisters, but they just can't. They don't think rationally, especially in the times of crisis. You know, I'm not saying women ain't smart. Women can be some of the smartest things on earth when they apply themselves. You understand? But when it comes down to crunch time and under stress and pressure and watching people getting unalived by the dozens and thousands, they're not going to think right. You know, it's just like, you know, once a roach runs across the floor, hopefully they scream and jump. But if they don't scream and jump, don't marry her. Because she might be a little too manly for you, bro. But at the end of the day, these two women, they were naive. You understand? They saw a man, which was unfortunately their father, and they saw all the destruction going on while they were in the mountain, and they thought in their mind, their naivety, that there's not going to be anyone else on this earth besides us three. Didn't give it time. Didn't, try to scout and seek or whatever the case. They could have even been prayed. At this point, they could have prayed. You understand? They could have prayed, and the angel could have popped down. They skipped all that. Like, there was just two angels in your crib not too long ago. You don't think that you can just pray and ask for help or see what's going on?
Right.
They skipped all that, and they went straight to, we have to reproduce. Because we are now the new Adam and Eve. Or the new Noah in the, well, no, this is before that. But, you feel my point? Yeah. That's what that's their mindset went. So go ahead.
Come, verse 32. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him that we may preserve seed of our father.
Okay. Crazy word is that you're fleeing from destruction. You had enough time to get wine. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a first draft. I would focus on food and water and other objects, but they said, no, you're going to get crumbs regardless of where we're going. So they decided to, serve it up to their father, which is in his old age. Which we know when you in your old age, you ain't all the way there. You feel me? He's more like a Bruce Willis is now. Go ahead.
Verse 33. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
You understand me? And they gave him so much to drink that he didn't remember the whole thing. You understand? And that's the crazy thing about, anatomy is that it's just another muscle, an organ. It can work regardless of how you perceive it or not. You understand? I ain't saying, but at the end of the day, they took advantage of this. They took advantage of that he was a male, and they thought that they were the only populace on the earth, and the only way to keep humanity alive was to get pregnant by this individual that so happened to be their father.
Right.
So what they did is they SA'd their father.
Yep.
You understand? Which is, I don't want to say anymore. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I laid yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
You understand? And it might not even be the entire populace. They just wanted to make sure their bloodlines kept going. Because if he never had a child, then their bloodline would have ran out.
Right.
If he didn't have a brother, if he didn't have, biological family, but apparently he didn't. But it doesn't matter. It's not that serious. Like, what point to send you back to Earth? He can send you back to Earth.
Right.
You understand? The Lord can start a bloodline like this. Stop moving fingers. Go ahead.
I guess the logic in this, or the lack of logic, would be why would the Most High, which is the lack of logic that I'm saying, that how they should have been thinking, why would the Most High allow you to die in a cave instead of just letting you die with everyone else. If he didn't want you to be preserved, then he would just would have killed you with the rest of the city. So in my mind, like, they should have known, I guess they should have known that he didn't intend for their line or them themselves to just die and just be known as just.
Now, okay, I can see where you're going with that. Now, there's two questions. The first question is, how do anyone know that he was going to die in the mountain? Did it say he was going to die there before they did what they did? He could he have survived? Did they have found someone else and him? Obviously, his tool worked.
Well, we knew that he was going to survive because
after the cave.
When the angels told him exactly where to go, that city he refused to go. He said, "Let me go to the cave."
Right.
And so they said, "Okay, go."
So now, whose fault is that?
Theirs.
Who's they?
Lot's.
Lot, him himself.
Because Lot made that decision.
He made the decision not to listen to the angels.
Right.
You understand? So that was his decision. That's the same way as, well, if you're gonna live, if you want to live, if you want to live, don't eat this pork. If you want to die, eat it. Or vice versa.
Right.
You can exactly.
That's all.
You understand? Like, he had the option to live. He said no. For whatever goofy reason, he said no. So he could have preserved the seed. They could have survived if they just listened to the angels. Lot thought he knew best for his daughters. And decided, you know what? If I don't go into any town, then how will I be unalive? How will I die? And how my family perish? You understand? So based off of his actions, put them into this situation because they didn't listen to the Lord. Literally, if I had two angels that were just in my crib, said, if you want to live, journey this way, what in your right mind would say not to do that?
Right.
Like, you really want to be alive. That's a suicide mission. Obviously he was in his old age. That's the foolishness. When people get old, we start thinking we know something. And we know less.
Right.
Majority of people in the scriptures that were great in the eyes of the Lord failed in their old age. Name me two besides Lot. That's three. Go ahead. Name me one. Solomon. In his old age, he married all them other nations women. You understand? He had 700 wives with his own people, 300 concubines with other people. And he started serving their gods. That's one. Give me another. Saul. Give me another. Moses. You understand? Give me another one.
I want to say Samson.
Isaac.
Oh, Carnival Khan.
All these men went off in their old age. You understand?
Would Moses count though?
Yes, because he took the credit.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, I did these things for the nation of Israel. I got you up out of Egypt. I split the rock and gave you water. I did this, I did that. He took all the credit from the Lord. You feel my point? And that was when he was elder. That's why he makes the promise. You feel my point? And obviously, throughout that entire time frame, years passed. So he was in a high age. Isaac was going to give the blessing to Esau even after it was already given away. He failed in his old age. You feel my point? In the old age is when brothers start to fall off. You feel my point? Or they just can't keep it because we start thinking we know something. Or we just, it could be a hindrance in our mind, we get dementia, whatever cause. We tend to fall off the way of the law. And that's what Lot did. He ended up thinking in his own mind that he knew what was best for his two daughters. And it's unfortunate. And this is the repercussion. His daughters, they still should have done what they did.
Right.
You understand? But in their minds, it was, we have to keep our dad's bloodline. You understand? They could have, maybe tried to travel with him a little longer, maybe he would have made it. They don't know. They decided to take the initiative and, create lookalikes. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 35. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose.
His poor man, saying poor, that's crazy. His poor man was essayed by both of his daughters, had no idea about the beginning or the end. Last verse.
Verse 36. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. 37. And the firstborn bare a son and called his name Moab.
Boom. Who's Moab? Right?
Chinese.
The Chinese. Why do you think they all look alike? Because they're inbred. They're a nation that legitimately is of itself. No, I know. It's going to go on. Verse 38.
Okay.
You understand? Go ahead.
The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 38. And
Now,
the,
go ahead.
and the younger also bare a son, and called his name Ben-Ami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day.
Now, of course, this is nasty as all hell, right? But what is this also saying? We read the story of Jacob and Esau. Please read my mind here. We read Jacob and Esau. Saying, anyone know where I'm trying to go with this? Because there's always like we all come from Yah, we all come from him, it's his family. Come on, Carl, give it to me, please. Never mind. Give me the answer.
So this is an example of like two different nations
Being what? You're on it.
from the same seed.
From the same seed. You understand? Isaac is the father of two separate nations.
Oh,
He put the same seed into a woman, regardless of the fact, they split two different nations from the same individual man, right? Here, the seed might have been two separate seeds, but it's from the same man.
Right.
You understand? Lot, his seed went to two individual women, which really were his daughters, and created two separate nations. You understand? That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone will be like, oh, we all come from Adam. We all share the same blood. That's irrelevance. It's irrelevance. This is another scripture another precept you can use when you say, just because you're from the same father doesn't mean you're the same nationality or race.
Right.
You understand? That's why they made clear distinctions between Moab and Ammon. That's two different nations. From one point, they all might look the same, but they're two separate nations the same way we are with Esau, even though we have the same father. Isn't that a cut? You even think about it, God. No, I see it like.
And so like I said, and just like with us and Esau, Moab and Ammon, to this day, they hate each other and they fight each other and they war with each other. And Moab is always trying to wipe Ammon out.
Who is Ammon?
The Japanese.
Japanese.
The Chinese and the Japanese both come from Lot. And to this day, they hate each other and war with each other. Even right now, they depict different sides. The Chinese are siding with Russia right now, as they always have, and the Japanese are siding with America and the European countries. They have been always trying to wipe each other out throughout their history, just like Jacob and Esau, us and the so-called white man.
You understand? That this is, like I said, this is a precept to cut that. Just because when everyone's like, well, we all came from Isaac. We came from Isaac. When it comes to white people and us, remember brothers. Remember, at one point we did call each other brothers. You understand? But it just goes to show that just because we came from the same father, meaning a forefather, I don't say father like y'all over here creating animosity between your brethren. But just because you come from the same forefather doesn't mean you're necessarily the same nation.
Right.
You got to go back into history and see why, or if there is a split. This is a split. It separated two sisters from the same seed of their father, created two whole different nations. They don't even operate together.
Right.
You understand? They on the same landmass, right next door neighbors, and completely hate each other. You feel my point? Because they're two separate entities. Raj?
Yeah, cuz I just had a question. So, what nation is the Vietnamese? What's that?
Filipinos.
Filipinos. It ain't the same. Either
So
or.
it would be, it's, okay, go ahead. Anyone have the answer to that?
Like I said, would they all be different branches of Moab and Ammon?
Yes.
Oh.
You understand? Like, you gotta think, like, so there's, what, 18
16 nations.
tribes of Esau?
Oh.
18?
Oh.
I believe it is 18. The same way there's 12 tribes of Israel, the same way there's tribes of Moab, there's tribes of Ammon, there's tribes of Canaan, which would be the Africans. You understand? The whole name is Israel. The whole name is Edom. The whole name is Moab. The whole name is Ammon, so forth and so such. But they all have different sects or different tribes within that entire nation. You understand? That's why you have like your Vietnamese, your Koreans, and so forth and so such. Same with the Arabs. You understand? They have the Palestinians, Ukrainians, I believe, and they have all these different sects. Those would be so-called tribes.
Okay, cool.
You feel me? They just serve the same whole. But even if they make it, they might even work against each other.
Right.
Go ahead.
Also, too, so the Lord called Ammon, Moab his washpot, so like they're dirty people.
Yeah. I'm telling you, name one clean race of people besides us. Like you got the Africans, like that's
rough.
Yeah, like taking baths in elephant urine. I don't know how you think that's clean, but whatever. That's you. That's you. You understand? Chinese and Japanese, obviously, they're literally the one-eyed troll that of Harold and Kumar. You understand?
COVID-19, right?
Yeah, they eat bats and they created COVID. You have the Arabs. They have what? There's a day where they all grab whips and just whip each other. Don't know why, but they do it. You feel me? It's just all these other nations. They don't have the cleanliness that we do. Right? You understand? Because we have the law. We created the bathtub. We created bathing. Right.
Sewer system.
Everything. You feel me? But any other questions on this topic? Because at this point, we want to wrap it up. No? Alright. Well, so with that, pass the class over to priest and officer card.